Yes, welcome to DC Economics. So, coherently, we are going to talk about the national income. So, national income, this is a key economic indicator that measures the total monetary value of all goods and services produced within a country borders over a specified period of usually a year. So, the volume of goods and services produced in a given year, the final goods and services, is where now the national income deals with. So national income is concerned with tracking the economic well-being and the overall performance of a nation. So national income data can be analyzed to assess a country's economic growth, the standard of living, income distribution, and the overall economic health. So it serves as a crucial tool for policymakers, economists, researchers to make the informed decisions and formulate economic policies. So if you want to measure the total monetary value of all goods and services produced within a country border over a specified period of time, in a given year, this is actually what is known as national income. How now do you measure the monetary value of all goods and services produced within a country? So I hope as we continue, we are going to understand very deeply on how now we measure the national income. So there are several important issues and concepts that are widely concerned within the national income, and probably under what is known as the national income. The things that we are going to focus here now, there are several issues that are very important to you to understand as you grasp the concept about the national income. And the first issue is the gross domestic product, the GDP. So the gross domestic product, this is a fundamental component of national income. And actually, it represents the total value of goods and services produced within a country borders. In another way, we say that the gross domestic product actual deals or measures the total value of all goods and services produced by both residents, by the given resident within a particular country. So it is often used as a primary indicator of a national economic health and growth. So if it is a United States or if it is Tanzania, this means that you measure the final goods and services produced by the resident of a given country. You measure the national income, the output that is produced by the given residents or the people inside the country. So far, regardless if it is not the resident or the non-resident, but the fact is that it is produced within the location, the geographical area of the country. So gross domestic product is a fundamental component of national income, and it represents the total value for goods and services produced within a country, the country borders. Within the country borders. This means that regardless is produced by the residents or non-residents, but is within the country borders. So gross domestic product or the GDP actual is often used as a primary indicator of national economic health and growth. So if it is used as a primary indicator, it is very important, but actually there is also the second, there is another one that is used as a secondary indicator of a national economic health and growth. Now let's come to the gross national product, that is GNP. This is also the national income macro component that is dealing with. So the gross national product of the GNP, this includes the GDP plus the income earned by residents from abroad minus the income earned by foreigners within the country. So in another way, in a simpler way, we actually determine the gross national product that deals with all the final goods and services produced by the residents who are living within the country and those who are living in the border abroad, far away from the given country. So the gross national product measures the final goods and services produced by the residents who are living within the borders of the country and those who are living outside the border of the country. So gross national product provides a broader view. It provides a broader view of national economic activities by accounting for income flows across borders. This means that we consider those residents who are living below that their income, their contribution to what they work on their economic activities, their income also is contributing toward the GNP of the country. So most of the time we include them on the given statistical of the gross national product, and actually that's make us now uh, to realize it as a gross national product, that is GNP. Another national income component is per capita income. So the per capita income, this is actually calculated by taking the national income. It's taken by dividing the national income, that is GNP, I mean the GDP or GNP, by the given total population of the country. Let's say if the Tanzania is almost accommodating almost 61 millions of people. This means that when we want to calculate the per capita income of each individual, we need to take the total population, then we divide. You need to take the total population of the country. I mean, you need to take out the national income of the GDP, then you divide it by the total population of the given country. So per capita income is actually a useful measure to assess the average income and the standard of living of a nation's citizens. So if you want to depict a picture of what an individual developing, you need to find out the per capita income, and per capita income actually will illustrate fully on how the development of each individual is in that particular area. So that's why we term it as a useful measure that assess the average income, the standard of living of a nation citizen. Another GNP component is income distribution. So the income distributions, the national income data can highlight the income inequality within a country. So disparities in income distributions are concern for policymakers as they can have to affect the social stability and economic growth. So this is also another issue that we are talking about in GNP component, that is income distribution. So when you try to cross-check through the national income data, you are capable of identifying the inequality that is existing within the country. This means that we find some countries, the national cake of the country is not distributed equally. So this now leads or has alleged to have a big gap between those who have not and those who have it. So those who are rich and those who are poor. Another is the really VC nominal income. So this actual the real income and nominal income. The real income actual adjusted for inflation. In other way, the real income, this is the income that is actual not affected with any changes of price, or we say inflation. The inflation, this is a persistent increase in the price level in the economy. So, and when we say nominal income, this means that this is the income that is affected by any changes of price in the economy. So real income adjust for inflation. That's provide a more accurate picture of changes in standard of living over time. While the nominal income is the actual income without adjustment. So another GNP component is economic growth. National income figures are used to gauge a country's economic growth rate, which is essential for assessing the long-term prosperity of a nation. So economic growth is actually analyzed through some figures, and those figures actually helps to gauge up the country economic growth rate of that country. So we find maybe a country growth rate for the 2020 for this year 2023 maybe is growing at a 15% or 80%, whatever the case. But there are many different factors that actually lead or accelerate for the better economic growth of the given country. And those are the result factors also hinder that economic growth of a given country. Another key component in national income is the composition of output. Is where now we examine the composition of a country GDP or GNP, and this now can reveal the relative importance of different sectors like agriculture, industry, services, and these shifts in these compositions can signal changes in the economic structure. But also another key component is the quality of life. Beyond looking on the income factors like healthcare, education, environmental quality, these factors also influence the well-being of a nation's citizen. So these factors are also considered alongside national income data to assess the overall quality of life. So the quality of life is measured through these factors as indicators. We cross-check the income of the individual. Also the ability of an individual to access healthcare. Also the education to the children, to the people inside the country. The environmental quality is also assessed to measure the quality of life. So all these factors actually influence the well-being of a nation or of a citizen. And that's why when you're assessing issues concerning about GNP or gross national product or GNP, these factors are also considered. Another key component in national income is government policies. National income statistics helps governments to formulate economic policies, include taxation, public spending, and monetary policy to influence economic growth, stability, and income distribution. So, throughout national income statistics provides wide knowledge for many of the economists and the other policymakers to understand on what mechanisms, on what ways they can come with to make sure they bring the stability that is actually shown with an stable condition in the economic system. If there is an inflation, how now can we come on inflation? If there is inflation, how can we come up? If there is economic crisis, if there is a hyperinflation, what mechanism can economists or economic policy apply to solve the particular problem? Now, through the national income statistics that are provided for different countries, for different regions, this helps us now, many of the economists or the analysts in economics, to come up with better ways to calm down the problem. Another key component in national income is global comparisons. National income data allows for comparison between countries, help to assess a national position in the global economy and its competitiveness on the international stage. Global comparison is assessed with the national income data. National income data of different countries help us, many of the economists or planners or policymakers, to be able to compare on what ways, on what mechanism they can establish to make sure that they bring a better ways to lift up the development of most of the failure economic countries. And because now all of the countries are globalized, are interlinked together in the issue of trade, in the issue of economy, in the issue of social, political. Now, through the national income data, this will help us easier to bring, to make to obtain or to get access on comparisons between the development of different nations. Is where now the globalizations help this country to learn on technology, to learn on culture, to learn to exchange ideas on different aspects of life. So these issues now and concepts provide a comprehensive understanding of a country's economic performance and well-being, now making the national income a crucial aspect of economic analysis and policy making. So, thank you for listening. This is DC Economics, and remember, this is only the small but enjoyable part about the national income. Don't forget on the next session concerning about what? I remember, do not miss to watch another videos concerning about the circle of national income. We are moving forward, going deep in exploring the concepts important issues concerning about national income. Bye bye. This is DC Economics. Don't forget to subscribe and watch another videos. I wish you a nice moment.